I think it is a real spy term in that once all the documents are locked in the black briefcase, it can't be opened until the mission is over. And so in the context of these friendships and certainly between the marriage of George and Catherine, there's certain things that they can't share with one another because it could compromise their partner.
And if it wasn't a real term before, it is now in homes all over
Yes, exactly.
the world.
It's very
and it
useful.
can be customized. It doesn't have to be a black bag. It could be a stripy bag. It could be whatever you want to call it.
In the bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, people often don't talk about what they do until after they've left the service. Actually, down the road from me, a man who's lived it all his life, his parents both were in MI6. But, they're all over the place, dotted all over.
The most interesting characters are always total individuals, and you can say, oh, there's a bit of that and a bit of this and a case of this and a case of that, but you sort of come back to the trying to create something more idiosyncratic than that. That's very much putting yourself into it. So, yeah, it was great. It was a bit leapt off the page as a character to me. It was, yeah.
Well, I think the relationship between George and Catherine is somewhat of a miracle in this line of work, but probably within any line of work, that they're not, I mean, it's not just foreplay when they say that they'd kill and die for one another. You know, they're totally committed. And you know that there's a lot of dysfunction that they've brought into the relationship, but they don't, their love for one another is not circumstantial. It's sort of eternal. And so that actually raises the stakes for what happens in the week that the film takes place in. We had a lot of sitting around, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Chit-chatting in between takes. Stephen works very quickly. So often you'd be mid-anecdote. It was like, hold that, and then we'd have to do
Forget
a take.
that one.
Don't need to know the end
of that one.
Yeah. It's very economical. And he's probably one of the most meticulously prepared directors I've ever worked with in film. Like Scorsese works and he has a shopping list and he'll come between takes and he'll give you a whole series of notes. Stephen doesn't work that way. He places you in a frame and he trusts the casting and the interplay between the actors, and he just has to make sure that the camera's in absolutely the right spot. So you'll work fast and furiously and finish around 3 p.m, then he'll go and edit, and then he'll come back the next day and he'll pick up or change or evolve anything that he feels he hasn't got, which is, I think, a fantastic way of working. You never lose energy no one goes back to their trailer and sits around making telephone calls. You constantly work, which is there's no wasted energy on his sets.
I didn't know that it would be done with such speed and that he'd have such a great understanding of how to optimise everything an actor brings to something. And I mean, there's no one way to do anything, but when you're in the midst of it, you do think, gosh, this feels like the only way one would want to work on a film, yeah.
Well, I can't even use the function on my phone, Find My Phone. So it was all a departure for me, but that's acting. And it's technical espionage.
Yeah.
It's not human-based espionage as we're used to seeing, say, in a Bond film.
I had a speech about Severus and about what it is and what it isn't. And I won't say which, but there was a particular sentence in there I thought, I don't even want to begin to try and understand what that means because it might unravel everything.
A lot of acronyms.
Yeah. I'm just going to remember that I learned that by rote, which is not normally what makes anything glue in, but in that instance, I just thought,
Where are you off to?
Black bag.
Right.
There's a traitor in the house. Find the leak.
これはスパイによるスパイ狩り。
You are one naughty husband, George.
You got a breach. Who's the suspect?
Your wife.
Love you.
I don't like liars.
I can feel when you're watching me.
Sorry.
I like it.
工作する罠と嘘。あなたは試される。
Would you kill for me, George? Would you?
ブラックバック
What's on the menu?
I have a game.